Sean Zittel here with one of the greatest super middleweights to ever lace them up, Chris Eubank, former undisputed super middle champ. Chris, let's start with what's most important, right? Your son, Chris Eubank Jr. How do you feel about a month and a half away from him defending his IBO title in Germany?
Well, in truth, I feel as though the referees involved should be actually protecting and looking after the opponents he will be facing. He is that dangerous. He is that dangerous.
Your son is?
Yeah.
Now, he is going to another man's home turf, undefeated fighter. Any worry, if not about the fighter he's facing, about judges, referees, fighting in another guy's hometown?
No. We're not worried about that because we are aware that we are aware of how things can go when you're in foreign countries. Junior's ability is such that it's unlikely that anyone can go the distance with him. I can't see that anyway, and so, I'll be proven wrong if someone can go the distance with him at this point. He's been built into a fighter of. He's severe. He's dangerous, a very dangerous man.
So it's fair to.
Well, I mean, I can't explain it. All I can say is he's not being built by a trainer. He hasn't been built by, a promoter or a manager. He's been built by another fighter. So, and I'm not talking about skill and talent and ability. I'm talking about code. I'm talking about honor. And these are the building blocks that makes a man a very difficult opponent to beat. He's going to be a very difficult man to beat.
It's fair. Is it fair to say then, in part, you're not worried about the hometown cooking because you feel he's going to get him out of there? He's going to get the knockout anyway.
Yeah, he'll get the stoppage. Yeah. See, I mean, if it isn't a clean knockout, then it'll be a stoppage. Again, I've been talking for years about how good he is because I'm seeing it every day. But good has now become dangerous. So talk is cheap now, so let's now do the talking with his fists.
Your son's an exciting guy, always fun to watch fight, top fighter, so why does it seem as though perhaps he's gotten a lot of haters, for lack of a better word? Why is that? Because
he's brilliant. No one throws stones at trees which do not bear fruit. Huh? There's a lot of fruit on his tree, which is why a lot of people throw stones.
He's 27. I've heard sports scientists say usually in sports, every sport's different, that 27 is the peak physical age. Is Chris Jr. in his prime as a fighter right now?
I would say with him it depends on who he is fighting, because you could say he should have peaked already, but then in order to peak, you actually have to have an opponent who will push you to that level. I don't believe there's anyone around who can do that.
Not even.
Maybe there is. Maybe I'm seeing it all wrong. I don't think I am.
You don't think in a rematch against Saunders he doesn't even push him this time?
No, Saunders is that's a joke. That's a joke. He gave away the first 6 rounds of that fight 2 years ago, and still really should have won the decision. And now Billy Joe Saunders hasn't fought in 2 years, or once in 2 years. That's not a serious contender. So we can't think about him. Effectively, I am telling Junior now to dismiss Saunders. We're not interested in him because Junior has now outgrown him. Okay, he's WBO champion, but he hasn't fought. He hasn't fought twice in 2 years. He's fought once. So we're not waiting for that. He's supposed to be fighting someone called Monroe.
Monroe.
And even if that fight happens, I will eat my hat. They're always finding excuses. They talk about us. We are involved in the Super 8. Okay, we will pitch ourselves. Junior is pitching himself against the best in the world. So I'll tell you what. Here's one for Saunders. If, after May, and Junior takes and dominates their Super Series, if they drop the weight down to middleweight and induct the heavyweights as well, Junior will drop down to middleweight and he can get involved there. So it's not directly between, because we can't have any dealings with them. They say we talk rubbish, and we say they talk tricky. Okay, so the easiest way for it to be done, if it's to be done, then they would have to get involved in the Super Series. And that's the only way the fight's going to happen. And other than that, we're not interested in that fight because we're not interested in him. Junior is far already surpassed what he is.
And last one, what do you think of this fight? Do we have a real fight on our hands or not really? Is it going to not be competitive, Mayweather McGregor?
I don't think it will be competitive if McGregor tries to box him. But if McGregor fights him, then we may witness the ghost-like spirit of the Irishman.
Jack Dempsey.
They have it, yes.
This last one is reputation on the line for the sport, and what's your prediction? Is it important for boxing that Floyd gets him out of there for the image of the sport, and what's your final prediction?
Well, I don't have a prediction because I'm not clairvoyant. I don't know. That's why I've actually traveled overseas to watch it. Will it be good for boxing? Win or lose it is, because the two of them are earning over $100 million. That's good for boxing. It's not negative. Boxers fight for money and honor, but money as well. Okay, so it's good for the sport. It's not just good for the sport, it is groundbreaking. It is a benchmark. You know, it is actually taking advantage of the awesome, the magnificent, the magic of today's technological advancement in communications. And that's how this money is being generated. And, you know, it's fun, it's entertainment, it's great.
Thanks, Chris.